All right. So, you said that you wanted to understand what I mean by why should I believe in your God?
Oh yeah, indeed. I didn't know like why because it doesn't. I think it doesn't mix with the rest of the questions. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
The rest of the statement. So I was like wondering why. Like, what do you mean? Why should I believe in your God or faith is unreliable?
What I mean by that are just those are basically just those my religious questions because I am a
Oh,
non-believer.
okay.
I'm an atheist. So
Oh, okay.
when I say basically why should I believe in your God, that's really the question. Why should I believe in any type of God but belief? And I don't think faith is reliable for us because a lot of people say just goes on faith, but I don't think faith is reliable.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. All right. So why don't you believe in God, like any God?
I don't have any evidence that is true.
But do you have any evidence it's not true?
Like
You know
what
what
I
I
mean,
mean?
you can't prove a negative. So
Well, what I'm saying is, you say you don't have any evidence it's not true. That it, you have no evidence that it's true, right? So I'm saying,
mhm.
do you have any evidence that it's not true?
No, but that's not how belief works.
Yeah, if you don't believe something is real, then you have to believe that it's unreal, right? That you don't. You have to have some type of evidence.
No, that's not how that works.
Then tell me how it works.
Um, j- Simply not believing in something doesn't mean that you believe that it's false. You just don't believe that it's true.
Well, if you believe it's false, then you don't believe it's true,
Right. If
right?
if you think that what they're saying is false, if
Right.
you believe if you believe something is false, then yeah, you don't believe that it's true. But you don't have to necessarily believe something is false to not believe it.
Yeah, but when I asked you, I said, why don't you believe in God? You said because you don't believe in him, right? You don't believe he exists, right?
Right. I said I don't have any evidence that is true, so there's no reason to believe it.
Right, evidence. So I'm saying, but since you said evidence, I'm just saying, do you have any evidence that it's not true, that he doesn't exist?
No, but that's not how
So
that
there is no,
works.
so there is no evidence. Well, what I'm saying is there is no evidence or proof that there is no God, right? That's just a belief.
No, it's not a belief. Non-belief is not a
Of
belief,
course.
bro.
Then how do you? What are the facts that you have that he doesn't exist? Like, what do you present?
I'm not saying that he doesn't exist. I'm not saying that you don't that people who say that he does have not proven that he does. So I don't believe their claim.
No, but I'm saying you saying that you don't believe there's evidence, right? That's what you told me.
Right.
There's no evidence.
I don't have evidence to believe this thing. But at that point, it's not up to me to come up with evidence that is not true. The person who believes it and said that it is true, they're the ones who have to show me the evidence that it is true.
No, so I'm asking you. I'm asking you, what evidence that you have that basically you're saying that it's not true,
Well, like
right?
which God are we talking about?
Whatever God, man. I mean, whatever. You say you don't believe in God, so God is like universal, right? God is period, right?
Right.
You don't believe in God,
I said I don't believe in any
so you
gods.
don't believe in a higher power, supreme being,
No, I don't.
correct?
I don't have any evidence that
Right.
that's
So,
true.
but
I
what
don't
I'm
need to come
saying
up
is,
with hold on, listen,
right?
Jay.
Okay, okay.
I don't need to come up with evidence that is not true for me to not believe it. That's silly.
But how can you believe something is not true if you can't prove it?
I didn't say I believe that is not true. I said I don't believe that it is true.
Is not true and is true is two different things.
Yeah, that's two different things.
How?
All right. I can say what you're saying is not true. I believe what you're saying is not true. That's one thing, right? Now, if you claim, say, hey, I have a pink dragon in my garage, I can literally say I don't believe that. Those are two different claims. Saying I don't believe that is not saying what you said is not true. Those are two different
Okay,
sentences.
so you're saying you don't believe there's evidence that you. So you're saying that.
No,
Let me
I
get
said
it
I
straight. So
don't have evidence that it is
you don't
true.
have evidence
It
that it
is true.
exists,
And it
right? That
exists.
it is
Yeah, I
true.
don't
That
have
it
any
exists.
evidence that any type of supernatural or gods exist. So I just simply don't believe it. Now, if it is true, sure, provide evidence that it is true, but no one has yet. It's not up to me to find evidence that is not.
Right. So that's what I was asking. Like, what evidence? What evidence do you need to like when someone says like I don't believe in God, right? I don't have any evidence. So what evidence are they looking for? Like, what you, not they, but what evidence do you look for to
Something
believe
that's
that there is a God?
something that's
That's
repeatable.
tangible, that you can see, that you can feel.
Yeah, something that's repeatable, demonstrable, something that we can that
So
has some sort of
oh,
data.
okay, okay. So you don't believe creation was created by God?
What do you mean by creation?
You're created, right? You're a created being. The universe is created.
Wait, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by created?
What I'm saying is you don't have evidence. What I'm
Wait,
saying is
J
creation,
J
right? You don't believe that creation was created by
wait,
a God, so that's
You
not evidence
hold
for
on,
you,
You're
right?
just repeating yourself. When you say
No, I'm
creation,
not. Listen to what
yes,
I'm
you are. Hold on,
saying. You need
hold
to
on,
listen.
hold on. I am listening. When I asked you what do you mean by that, you said creation, and when I asked you what does that mean, you said, oh, everything is created, creation. You're just repeating yourself. What do you
No, I
say?
said
Hold on, listen, hold on,
no. I
wait,
did
listen,
not. I
listen.
said creation. You're a
I
creation,
understand,
right? You're a
right?
created being.
What does that mean?
What do you mean? What it means? You're created. The
What
universe is
does
created.
that's what
It
I'm
came
saying.
into
You're hold on,
existence. That's what it means.
Hold on. That's what I mean when you say that you're repeating yourself. When you say that the
It
universe
came
is
into existence.
so existence is creation, that's what you're saying. You're trying to equalize existence and creation. Something
So what do
existent
you?
doesn't
How do
mean it
you
was
think?
created.
How do you think the universe exists? You don't feel. Let me ask you a question. Do you think you exist?
Of
Are
course
you
I
sitting in a
exist.
chair right now?
Hold on, Jay, listen to me. Listen, that's what I'm saying. Existence and creation are two different things because something can
I'm
exist.
asking you,
Hold on,
young
wait, hold on,
man. I'm just
Jay.
asking
Let
you.
me just finish, bro. Let me just finish real quick. There's a difference between something saying something is created and something exists because created implies something deliberate, right? It was deliberately placed here. Like, for example, this phone was created, right? Because we know that someone deliberately made this. But rain also exists, right? Rain exists, but it's not deliberate. It's just a consequence of chemistry and physics. So rain
So
exists.
let me
Hold on,
get
wait,
let me get
let
back
me
to.
just finish this. Let me just finish this. Rain exists, but it's not created. We can say that it's created in a basically esoteric sense, like because water evaporates, et cetera. Therefore,
And
clouds,
that's
quote unquote, create rain. You can
created.
say that. Hold on, wait, listen. You can say that, right? But the way that you're using creation, I'm sure that's what I'm trying to pinpoint. What do you mean?
Okay, forget
Because
created and
hold on,
existed.
listen.
Forget
Hold on,
that.
wait. Let
Forget
me
that.
just finish. Now, that's what I was trying to pinpoint.
All right.
Jay, listen. That's what I was trying to pinpoint exactly what you mean. Do you mean something deliberate or do you mean something that just exists?
Okay, let me rephrase it. Let me rephrase it. Since you on the creation existence thing, let me rephrase it. Okay. You see the planets, right? You see the universe. Yes or no? You believe we live in the universe. How do you believe that we got here? How do you believe that the universe got here?
A consequence of physics and chemistry, bro. Like that's what it
Okay.
is. Like the
All right,
universe.
but wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Quantum physics. Okay, fine. So let me ask you. You believe that that's absolute. That's the absolute way that the universe was created and that human beings became existent, right?
Right now, I don't have
That's your.
any. Right now, I don't have any evidence of anything else.
You don't have any evidence of everything else, right?
There's
So
no evidence of
that's
anything
your.
else.
Okay, right. Okay. So what I'm saying is you don't believe in a higher power, in a supreme being. That's what I'm getting to you.
Right.
Right? I'm just saying.
I've been to that from
You
the
don't,
beginning. I don't have any evidence of that.
right. So right. Okay. So you saying that the universe was created by mathematics, right?
That's not what I said.
So how do you believe the universe was created?
The universe came into existence from the expansion of a hot dense state. We don't have any other evidence besides
By
that.
what?
An expansion of space time from a hot dense state. And when we say hot dense state, when we say singularity, that's at a point where our understanding of physics breaks down at that point. We don't know where that hot dense state came from or how to explain it.
That's my
The only
point.
way we can
You said
explain is a
exactly
hot
what
dense
I'm
state.
talking about. So
Right.
there's
So
no
the expansion
evidence
of
of
space
where
time.
that came from. We don't.
Right.
We don't know
where it
where
came
that
from.
came from.
Right. We
Right.
don't know where it came from. Right. So
Okay.
it's an expansion of space time, and we're not sure
Right.
what caused that expansion of space time. We just don't know.
I agree. I agree with that. But what I'm getting at is that we don't know where that came from. Our mind and our education on things are limited, right? We can do all the math that we want. We can have all the theories that we want, but we don't know
Yeah,
for
we
a
don't.
fact.
Yeah,
We
we
don't
don't.
know,
Yeah, we
right?
don't know what caused the expansion of space time. We don't know.
Right. Okay. So I agree with that. So what I'm saying is, even though you believe that there is no God, that there's no proof, The expansion in space of time, we still don't know because there's no proof. There's no empirical proof because our thoughts and our minds are limited. We can't go beyond past a certain point.
Right.
Right?
So that's actually wrong. We do know that space and time is expanding. Space time is expanding. That's evident. We have evidence of that. What we don't have evidence for, or what we don't know at a certain point, is why did the Big Bang happen? We don't know why that happened.
We don't know the beginning.
Right. The beginning of all the
Okay, so
cosmos, we
that's
don't
my
know.
point. We don't know the beginning.
Right. We don't know.
Okay, so we don't know the beginning, right? But you still believe in the mathematics, right? You still believe in that theory, but you still don't know the beginning.
What are you getting at? I'm not sure what you're getting at.
What I'm getting at is you say that you don't believe in a higher power because there's no evidence, right?
Right. There's no
But
evidence.
there is no listen to what I'm saying, brother. There is no evidence past the point where we can understand, right?
I need you to land your plane, bro. Where exactly are you getting at?
What I'm getting at is we don't know the beginning, right? So there is no evidence, right? There's no evidence of how it actually started, correct?
Bro, what are you getting at? I just need you to get there, bro. Like, what are you trying to say?
You just
Because
said you just laid out.
hold
You
on.
just laid
So
out
yeah,
how you
hold on. Wait,
believed.
hold on. Let me just try to get there. Yeah,
All right.
we have no idea where the hot dense state came from, what caused the Big Bang, what's the singularity. We have no clue. We have no idea. So what?
All
What
right.
is it?
So what I'm trying to say is, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Understand? So because we have no idea, right? That's you cannot rule out, or does that does not mean, right, that it could not have been created by a supreme being, right?
Right.
Because we
So
do
what's
not
the
know.
evidence of it?
Well, you can't have no evidence because we don't know.
Right. So why should I believe?
Okay, so
Why
what
should I
I'm
believe
saying is
that?
because we don't know does not mean that the supreme being does not exist,
Correct.
right? Because we have
Correct.
to have a belief. We have to have a belief,
I
right?
already said that. Just because we don't have any evidence, that a supreme being exists, doesn't mean that a supreme being doesn't exist. That is correct. So what?
So okay, so this is what I'm trying to get. So I'm trying to get an understanding. Okay, I understand what you're saying. So I'm trying to get an understanding. So just because we believe that he doesn't, does that mean that he does not exist? Correct? Did I say that right?
Right. Just because we don't have any,
Right?
just because, right. So
Yeah.
just because they're,
Right?
hold on, let me finish. So when it comes to the beginning of the universe and all the cosmos and the Big Bang and everything like that, we don't have any evidence to suggest that it was not some supreme being. So we can't completely rule out the supernatural, right? That's what you're trying to say. We can't 100% rule out the supernatural. Sure,
Right.
to be philosophically correct, we can't 100% rule out the supernatural. But so what?
Okay. I see where you're going now. This is what I wanted to get at. I was a little confused. I understand what you're saying, but even though because we cannot rule out the supernatural, he could or couldn't, he or she, whatever it is, we don't know. I give a figures because we're human beings, so we say he or she. But the supernatural being, we cannot rule it out. But because we do not know and we do not have empirical evidence that that supernatural being exists, then you don't believe in it.
There's
Correct?
no reason
Am I wrong?
right. There's no reason to believe that.
Okay, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
It
Correct?
doesn't mean it doesn't exist. We just don't have a reason to believe it.
Okay. But it could exist. But
yeah, sure, it could.
But you, right? But you don't believe it because there is no evidence that it does exist.
Correct.
Empirical evidence means that evidence that you can see, right?
Right. Correct. Just like
not
dragons,
faith, but empirical.
Right. Exactly.
Right?
It's like dragons.
Okay, I
Dragons
can
could
dig it.
exist.
Ain't no thing. Okay, I got it. All right. All right. All right. Because the reason I was asking is because most people that believe in God, whatever God they believe in, there is no empirical evidence, right? But they believe in it by faith, right? They call them a spirit, right? Spirit, faith. That there is no you can't touch him, you can't feel him, you can't see him, right? But they believe that that supreme being exists, right? Through faith, through spirituality, right?
Yeah. So.
Oh, so what I was getting at is because I'm trying to understand the atheist point of view. So because let's say I believe in God and I believe in him, although I never seen him, but spiritually I have faith, right? That he exists. You're not saying that he doesn't exist. You're saying that you won't believe that is because you don't have no evidence that he actually exists.
Correct.
Okay. All right. That's cool. I got you. I got you. All right, man. Everything's good, man. Everything's good.
All
I
right,
just
cool.
wanted to see. I wanted to get a better understanding because when I look at these atheists on there, I don't really get a good understanding. They don't really explain to me. You know what I'm saying? I understand where I understand exactly what you mean when you went into the beginning of time. You understand what I'm saying? When you explain to it. So now I know like where your mental, where your thoughts are. So there's no wrong with that, man. You
All
know what I
right,
mean?
cool. I
But
appreciate you.
everything else, I believe it, man. You know what I'm saying?
All
Yeah,
right,
bro.
gotcha.
You know,
Appreciate you
have a
being.
blessed day, man. You know what I'm saying? Be
You too.
easy, man.
All right, guys. I appreciate you all being here. I appreciate all the callers.